Trixie, welcome to the underground. Woo! Happy Veterans Day. It's not really Veterans Day. I'm filming this early. Just want to tell you about my lovely weekend. Last night, my mother, I made her make me lasagna because I don't know how many years she has left. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be 87 soon. So I made her make me lasagna. My older sister came over. We ate. And then I'm like, well, what are we watching? My mother gives my sister the clicker. I'm like, oh no, we're going to end up watching a Lifetime movie. We don't have the same taste, okay? I like horror flicks and she likes Netflix and all that other stuff. So we agreed on American Horror Story, the first season with Jessica Lange. And, I haven't watched it in like 13, 12 years. I don't know what it was. But we put it on and, okay, my mother, like halfway through it, all of a sudden my sister nudges me and I see my mother. I look over and she's like this. I'm like, yeah, I get this all the time, but usually it's like this, where she's hanging by the side. But all of a sudden she'd be watching and she's like, what's going on? Because it's so funny. That show, if you don't watch, it jumps back and forth from the past to the present, and it's crazy. I love it, but I didn't remember half of it. It was so nuts, but I can see why I loved it. That show, is just amazing. And Jessica Lange, she was awful in the series, but just what a presence on the screen. She was just, I remember I was in love with her when I watched her in King Kong, all that jazz, everything. I said, man, this woman, she's something. You could tell right away. Hey, King Kong fell in love with her, So we watched that couple episodes and then we tore off. But so just quickly on the Britney book. Britney book, I'm telling you, it's like a bestseller already. I'm telling everybody, read it. It's an honest portrayal of her life. Her parents look bad. Justin looks bad. Britney looks pretty good. She doesn't hide her flaws or anything she did. And, she's felt persecuted by her parents and the media, which is what we do, basically. We sit there and judge. Whoopi said that on The View. You sit there and we do that. We comment. We're commentators. We judge people. So during Britney's conservatorship, did I say that right? I love that. I got through that big word and it's early. Okay. Before she even went on a first date, the man would be told her medical and sexual history. If someone ever did that for me, I would never get even to the first date. Forget it. Well, not my sexual history. I'm not bad. But, I've had a few. I've had a few in my life because I'm old. When you get this old, you've had a few. So, I don't know, kind of humiliating, no? How did she survive these people putting her through hell like this? I don't understand. I feel bad for her, but I still got a little ways to go, so you may keep getting Britney news every week. So, she said a governor's wife said she wanted to shoot her? Who is that? What governor's wife wanted to shoot her? I don't understand. So I'm going to try to look that up. I don't really know. She wasn't specific with it. One thing I want to say about where I work, I'm not going to say where I work, but I could tell conservatives run the publishing part because I don't see Mitt Romney's book. I only see Trump books and Mark Levin books and all these right wing. It's, talk about censorship. We're not doing it. You know what? People should have the right to read whatever they want. I guess they have a right to stash whatever books they want. But, I always believe in people's rights. But let me just say I noticed that the right wingers got it where I work. New Speaker Mike Johnson has no bank account. I learned that by watching Bill Maher. I don't understand. What do you mean he has no bank account? No checking, no savings. He's preparing for the rapture. I don't get it. Maybe he doesn't want people to look him up. But you know what? He's third in line to the throne after Biden. Then there's Kamala, which nobody wants. Nobody wants Kamala. Nobody wants Kamala. Nobody wants DeSantis in his high heels. Now they're saying he's hiding heels in his boots. Who came up with that? I think I heard Don Jr. saying that, but they're questioning him now. And DeSantis doesn't really have an answer. He's not smooth. He's not a smooth politician. So I saw something where Trump had a rally, a freedom rally. I don't remember what it was called. And they were selling these T-shirts not guilty. They better change it. They're going to find him guilty. But I'll give it up. The guy's a great marketer. It's unbelievable. But they were shouting and screaming, and then they were booing Chris Christie and Asa Hutchinson, who are never going to become president. But Nikki Haley, I just thought that was amazing. She did not show up for that. DeSantis, I guess that he bussed people in because he can't find his own supporters. Like it was all Trump people. And, DeSantis, he's way down. Not happening. Consumer research, woke alert. 3 candies are gay. M&M's too inclusive. Kit Kat, support rainbows or something, gays. I don't know what they do. I'm gay. I don't know this stuff. How does the right wing get keyed on candy like this? And Skittles has rainbows in it. And I looked at the Skittles. I didn't see any damn rainbows. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Why can't you focus on something else? You know what I read? This is where I live, Massachusetts. There's crazies here too. They put like sewing needles in, I think it was a Snickers bar. Was it Snickers? Snickers and a Twix bar. Can you imagine your poor kid's out there? He's got this bag of candy. And yeah, my parents, well, my mother used to inspect it and stuff. When I used to get apples, I used to throw them in the street. I don't want any apples. I still don't to this day. But what's the other one? The other one, well, this is kind of creative. Some drunk person put chocolate containing Jose Cuervo. So yeah, why don't the right worry about that? They're so miserable. They're ticking off M&Ms and give me a break though. Can you imagine? Like, I just don't imagine, why are they spending their time on this? I don't understand. I guess it's all right because it's straight candy. If you put the needles in it, they don't care. You don't hear nothing about this though. So let's see what else. So I'm not going to live in The Handmaid's Tale. A woman adopted a cat. This is disgusting. Stop eating right now. A woman adopted a cat and she got C-Diff. You know what C-Diff is? Like you go to the bathroom and I mean like diarrhea, like 10 times a day. It's very contagious. Like you have to like separate your linens. I know somebody who had it. It wasn't me, thank God. Never had that. But let me knock on some wood because it's disgusting. But it might be the first cat to human transmission. It's not been confirmed. I want to stress that. So a bacteria germs doctor say her C. diff could have been caused by her cat, who also tested positive for the bacteria. Ooh, that's disgusting. So they're both okay. I just want to stress that. So it goes away and then it comes back. I guess it's from an original or new infection. So you know how you take antibiotics? That can give you diarrhea too if you don't have the yogurt and all that stuff because it kind of ruins your good bacteria. That's what it's about. So C. diff is very common in hospitals. Watch out when you're going to the hospital. You can catch all kinds of things in the hospital. In the American Journal case reports, this healthy 31-year-old developed severe diarrhea after she was put on antibiotics. Well, that, doesn't cause alarms for 1 week. So she was in the hospital. She was diagnosed with C. diff and given antibiotics for 2 weeks. 2 months later, she tested positive again. More antibiotics. That's not good either. Keep giving her the antibiotics. Obviously not effective. 1 month later, more diarrhea kept coming back. Every 4 hours she was going. She actually said, could this be from my newly adopted cat? She adopted a month before. She was sick and she could, possibly the cat could have given it to her. Given more antibiotics. This woman swimming in antibiotics. So then they tested the cat. The cat tested positive with no symptoms. She got better after her and her cat were treated. Can you imagine? Could it be that she gave it to the cat? I don't know. But that's crazy. Now I'm going to go home and what's going on with my cat? Authors wrote in conclusion, given the temporal relationship between the patient's symptom onset and the adoption of the cat, given the resolution of the patient's symptoms following treatment of the cat, it is possible the patient acquired C. diff from the cat. Wow, amazing. There's some chatter. Oh yeah, this is good. Because my Redskins played, when this is aired, they would already played the Patriots. They're interested in acquiring Bill Belichick as a coach, which I agree with because they need some damn discipline and they need to be yelled at and he'll yell at them because there's a culture of losing in Washington. I hope it happens. I'm not a fan of Riverboat Ron, let me tell you. He's too quiet. He needs to yell. I believe in yelling. Josh McDaniels, speaking of firing, got fired. Jimmy G, demoted, benched, whatever. I'll tell you, he looked horrible in that game against the Lions. He missed 2 wide open receivers. Could have been touchdowns. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I know his back was hurting him. I'll tell you, you touch the guy. He's hurt for like 6 weeks. Don Jr. was asked to speak slowly on the witness stand. Slowly. He couldn't because maybe the cocaine he was snorting. Shh, allegedly. I don't know that he's doing it. But that's what people are saying. Makes you talk very fast. Not me. I don't do coke. So he's taking it very lightly. You see him staring at the camera and stuff. I just think, like, can you imagine if they lose everything and, like, broke with no assets and he's laughing? I don't know what he's going to do for work. A defense lawyer verbally went after the law clerk. What's up with the law clerk? First, Trump went after her, and in the civil fraud trial, I can't get these trials straight because there's so many. I'm confused. This is the New York one, right? I think. So the defense lawyer goes after the law clerk. The judge accused the lawyer of misogyny and then threatened to gag him and his colleagues. Okay, so Trump's gagged. The lawyer is going to get gagged. And then the other lawyers working with him are going to get gagged. It's like, how many gags can you put on there? They could all be gagged. No one can talk. A former nurse. Now, this is terrible because these people you trust when you're laying down in bed helpless. A former nurse has confessed to trying to kill 19 patients at 5 different facilities. It reminds me of that. Remember that Dr. Death? I forget that guy that used to kill all his patients. 17 died. Lovely. So she tried to kill 19. 2 got away. She administered lethal doses of insulin during the night shift when there's no one there. Visiting hours gone. So she tried to like kill them further before they were rushed to the hospital. Like, what is wrong with this woman? She confessed. Now, she was getting away with this for like 3 years. Can you imagine? She's like a serial killer. So she was being investigated for being abusive. So maybe she just blamed the patients. I'll just kill them. Then she resigned at each facility. Don't they look at these things? Like, this woman's like a horrible person? Yes, it can happen with doctors, nurses, whatever. It can happen with priests. Anybody can be evil. So the victims range from 43 to 104. Can you imagine you make it to 104 and this woman comes in and ruins your life? Heather Preston, something like that. I don't know what her name is, but she's gone. She's gone. She's going away. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Live. This is recorded. Trixie podcast at Gmail. Subscribe to me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. We've been doing this like 8 months now, trying to make it for a year. We'll see what happens. Whoa.